What adorable nickname your family gave you did you later realize had a different meaning? Growing up, my entire extended family called me Pickle. Not just my parents, but all my relatives. Uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents, literally everyone. I thought it was because I was quirky and different. Spoiler, I was neither LOL. Whenever we had family gatherings, someone would yell, "Hey, Pickle," across the room, and I'd come running. It was our thing. When I was around 7, my mom got me this pickle-shaped pillow for my birthday, and I was obsessed with it. Took that thing everywhere. My grandma even sewed me a little pickle patch for my backpack in elementary school. For Christmas one year, my Uncle Robert got me a pickle ornament that we'd hang on the tree every year. Looking back, everyone seemed weirdly committed to this pickle theme, but I never questioned it. The nickname followed me into my teen years, though by then I was kinda embarrassed by it. I mean, what 14-year-old wants to be called Pickle? But family traditions are hard to break, so I just rolled with it. I'd cringe whenever someone used it in front of my friends. But TBH, most of my close friends thought it was cute. My best friend Olivia even started calling me Pickle sometimes just to annoy me. It wasn't until I was around 16 that I noticed something weird. Whenever the nickname came up around my older relatives, especially if they'd been drinking, they'd exchange these looks. You know the kind. Those knowing glances adults share when there's an inside joke that kids aren't supposed to understand. My Uncle Ben was the worst about it. He'd call me Pickle and then snicker to himself like it was the funniest thing ever. By then, I was old enough to realize something was up, but not brave enough to ask. Like, what if it was something super embarrassing? What if I was better off not knowing? So I just ignored it for years, figuring it was some dumb story from when I was a baby that wasn't worth the potential mortification of asking about. Fast forward to my 21st birthday. The whole family got together for dinner at this Italian place near my parents' house. I was finally legal to drink, so everyone was making a big deal, ordering champagne and all that. My Aunt Isla got super tipsy and kept saying how proud she was of our little Pickle all grown up. The alcohol was flowing, and everyone was in that loose, nostalgic mood. My dad started telling stories from when I was little, and somehow the conversation drifted to how I got my nickname. I perked up immediately because I'd literally never heard this story before. I always assumed it was because I liked pickles as a baby or something equally mundane. Dad turned to me with this mischievous grin and was like, "Do you really want to know?" And I was like, yeah, I've only been wondering my entire life." Dad looked around the table and was like, "Should we tell her?" And everyone nodded except my grandma, who was like, "Arnold, don't you dare." But you could tell she wasn't actually mad. At first, he tried to lie to me by telling me that when I was about 18 months old, my parents took me to this big family reunion at my great-aunt's farm. It was summer, super hot, and they had this massive picnic spread outside. While the adults were setting up, they let me toddle around the yard in just my diaper because it was so warm. According to my dad, I wandered off when no one was looking. Great parenting, guys. After a few minutes of panic, they found me sitting in my great-aunt's vegetable garden, surrounded by plants. But instead of picking flowers or tomatoes like a normal kid, I had found the pickle patch. And apparently, I had grabbed a half-grown cucumber, taken a single bite out of it, and then just left it there, like some kind of tiny vegetable vandal. I was like, okay, that's kind of cute, but not that funny. Why is this still my nickname 30 years later? Why do you all act so weird about it? Then my Uncle Ben, who was pretty drunk by this point, slapped the table and was like, "Tell her the real reason." My mom shot him this death glare, but it was too late. Turns out, the pickle story was just the kid-friendly version they told around children. The actual reason for my nickname was completely different. Apparently, when my mom was pregnant with me, they didn't know my gender yet. My dad was convinced I was going to be a boy. Like, absolutely certain. He had already picked out a boy name, Arnold, and wouldn't even discuss girl names. During one doctor appointment in the second trimester, my mom started having these intense cravings for pickles. Like, wake up at 3 a.m. and eat a whole jar level cravings. My dad, being the superstitious type, was like, "See, it's definitely a boy. The baby wants manly food." My mom tried to explain that food cravings don't indicate gender, but my dad wouldn't listen. He started calling her Belly Little Pickle, and was so smug about it. Fast forward to my birth. Surprise. I was very much a girl. My dad was apparently in shock for like a solid minute, just staring at me while my mom was like, "I told you so." The nurses asked what my name would be, and my dad, still processing, automatically said Pickle. My mom yelled at him that they were not naming me Pickle, and they eventually settled on my actual name.